Okay. She says there are many things in many situations that people stumble when it comes to lochush. It's a geshet. Oh, I want to tell you something. I had such a cute thought. Once we're on the topic, not, but how Sam spoke about Dan and Kavskus, and there is the flip side that if someone's a Russia,
Mm-hmm.
then even if it would seem more possible that he did it was a good act, you judge him unfavorably. That's the rule. And in this week's parsha, this coming week's parsha, so it says that Yaakov, met Rivka at the well. And she tells her brother, and he comes and he hugs him and he kisses him. And then Rashi says he came running. Why did he come running? Because he remembers that when Avram's servant came to get Rachel, Rivka, I'm mixing up the names, he came with so much wealth. And he didn't see the wealth, so he hugged him. Maybe he's hugging it on his body. He kissed him. Maybe he has jewelry. And Rashi says that. And like the first thing that came to my said, why do we say all of that? Maybe he heard that his nephew came. He hasn't know his cousin, whatever it is. He hasn't seen him for years. He came running out to hug him and kiss him and say, "Hi, come into the house." And all right. So then it crossed my mind that it's a love. It's, and he ain't interested in hugging and kissing his cousin. There got to be some ulterior motive in that. And we judge him that way. And then we say that's what he was doing. That's the chat. So I don't know. Okay, that's what I thought just before my marriage. Before marriage started, I looked at the parsha. So it's a gesher tzarmai because on one hand you're not allowed to be makabel. So you said the right to be makabel. On the other hand, you're supposed to be lochush. And how do you do it that you don't cross over the line that you being makabel, you're not being makabel, you're lochush? And he says there are a lot of aspects where the people stumble. He says, really, we should speak a lot about it. But it's no place for it. He says at the end, he will discuss further in greater length the concept of lochush. At closure, but the rule that you should know now is the mashamu the tzarch lochush that you need to be choshesh. The Lashon Hara Hanarakli in Lishmar Satzman. The bottom line is it's only as far as you need to protect yourself from that person. Avachas v'shalom, but in other words, protect yourself. But to take any actions, overt action, avachas v'shalom nasis l'shum ma'isa, do something to that person, or rigum l'shum hezek, cause them a loss, a damage, or biush, embarrass him, go to a con, whether it's large or small. I feel my Lishna Bishna Yotzal by day Edach and kosher, even if it was said over by a kosher Jew. It's not enough to be makabel. Shahid Allah came to Besdin that he stated it in Besdin. Loy Mahani. Edach doesn't have any weight in Besdin. Rakashvur, only when it comes to monetary things that he could be machayiv someone shvur. Says you owe them money, so he can't be machayiv you to pay, but he could be machayiv you to swear that you don't owe the money. And more than that, I feel even to hate the person for that. Also, Gam came in Atayr, it's also with Daraisa. And certainly, the obligations the Torah places on every Jew to do for another Jew, he can't exempt himself from doing it to this person because he heard that Lashon Hara. So the bottom line is it's only as much as you need to know to protect yourself, take steps, protecting yourself. Are you allowed to be cautious? Any way of going against that person, hurting that person, embarrassing, or not fulfilling the obligations to that person. You need to loan his or support him. You're mechuyev. You're not allowed to not do so. Says the Chofetz Chaim in the Haggadah. We'll give one example. For example, there are people who they're accepted in the city as being poor people. Have to support them. Now comes someone and says, listen, it's all a bluff. It's a scam. They're not poor at all. They're just raking it. I once said to someone in shul, I said, I don't get it. They go around collecting for, let's say they're making a chasna. How much could they make already? A shekel here, a shekel there. He said, let's do the math. And it could come up to be quite a pretty penny. If they got it down pat, they go from million to million to million to million. They can make quite a nice amount of money every day. They do it 5, 6 days a week. So theoretically, it could be a scam. Could be the guy has money, and it has happened. It has happened in the past. But here the questions can be makabel. That's Lashon Hara because this guy's saying that they're cheats. They're acting as poor people so they can rip you off. And after this guy made that statement, there are many people who stopped giving them what they used to give them. So they did more than being choshesh. To be choshesh, they're not protected. You said, no, I'm protecting myself. I don't want my money to go lost by giving them. No, that's not called protecting. That's not called protecting. Not to give them the dollar that you would have given him. And by not giving him the dollar, it means you've accepted it as true. He did Torah who avlo rabbis. It's terribly wrong. That was a nichtas v'kalma kabbalah Lashon Hara mamish. If he was following the halacha she'en am in Lashon Hara rak lochash, he can't believe it just be choshesh. At this point, he would not exempt himself from this oni. He would keep on giving him the money he used to give him because that oni is b'cheskas kosher. The only way he stops being b'cheskas kosher if you're makabel, right? And if you believe it as truth, but if you just be choshesh, he has that cheskas kashrus. Until now, he's been accepted as a poor person. Until it becomes clear that it's not true. Saying everyone has to support this person. They even said further. Omar Panasuni, the guy comes and says, help me, give me food. Ain't boikin. You don't check. Certainly here, where he has already a chazaka of being an oni. So does he lose his chazaka and the obligation of the people to him because this person is spreading Lashon Hara? Here, what would be the choshesh? To hear what the guy said, find out. Find out where the guy lives, see how he lives, see his lifestyle, find out. And certainly, as long as it hasn't become clear to be true, they don't have a right to exempt themselves from the obligation of tzedakah. About this, Chazal say, "Al tigzo dal gidalu." Don't steal, rob a dal because he's a dal. What does that mean? Shekoi ala rogalita tzedakah yachad. It's referring to someone who always gave tzedakah to a certain individual. Now stops and doesn't give him. Nikra was a goizel hadal. No, he's not stealing. It's his money. But this that he stops giving it to him, when he always used to give him, means that the guy really had a right to that money. Almost like he's muhsik in the money, and you're not giving it to him. So the pasuk says that you're stealing from the poor person, and that would be included in this halacha. Just because someone came and said that it's not true, he's not really a poor person, doesn't allow you from stopping to give him the money. Says Yud Beis, Sif Yud Beis. The Imkar Ova Vasham Lashon Hara Vehemen believer. Let's say I heard the Lashon Hara, I transgressed. We do that, and I believed it. Now, how do I do tshuva? Where there was about something the guy does, bein adam l'malkim, bein adam. Right. Unai. She's chasik l'hoitzi, but you got to work hard on yourself to say, 1 minute, why did I believe that? How do I know it's true? Just because he said it, maybe he doesn't know the whole story. Maybe he has it in for the guy, and he things up, and maybe it's exaggerate. Whatever you need to weaken inside you what you accepted as a given, you need to do that so that you stop being makabel. So you're not anymore. You are retroactively. You're not being makabel. Shloilaminam. Kabel atzman, then you need a kabbalah on the future. So kabel oid lashon hara adam Yisrael, not to accept lashon hara about any Jew. Misvah doesn't. You have to say vidu. Say you took and Allah and essential. Well, you take kabbalah lashon hara. Kimavor leo b'psicha. Now, all that's good if you did it in turn, tell other people. Because if you spread the Lashon Hara, so now the fact that you don't do it, but you already, you have to undo somehow what you spread. And I think we learned, right? That you would have, well, I don't know if we learned it, Mamash, in this scenario, but we learned like if you see that after a guy's speaking, we'll be able to explain to the people. Like if you stop the guy, it's not gonna help. He'll speak Lashon Hara anyways. But if after he finishes talking, you'll be able then to show to the people listening how he misunderstood the story and he didn't get it right. Then you're allowed to listen and is to use the Lashon Hara. Similarly here, I guess, if you were Makabel Lashon Hara and you spread it, if you could go back to those people and show them how you were totally mistaken about what you said and it really wasn't true and you misunderstood what you saw or what you heard or what you this or that. And in fact, they, accept that, then I guess that would also undo that part of the Lashon Hara.
But it's very difficult
Yeah.
to put the toothpaste back in the tube, so to say, because
very difficult.
Yeah. This it has a multiplier. It has the
I never heard that saying, but that's
to
great.
be
Yeah.
huh? I'm sorry. The problem here is it
I
has
said I never heard that expression, but it's
oh, but then here it has the potential to have a multiplier effect, right? In that
right.
you tell two people, and then they potentially tell two people, and they tell.
Yeah,
So
once
you
it's
can
once
go
it's
to the
out, you're not going to be
initial
able to catch
group.
everybody.
You can go to the initial group maybe, but you don't know where it's gone.
And where it's gone. Right.
Yeah.
I say so unless you could catch them immediately before they leave the room and say, "Oh my goodness,"
Right.
Right, right.
Right. And that multiplier effect is what will really,
Cool.
yeah.
Sure. Okay, let's learn Shmir Saloshin. And remember which side of the page we're up to. Illustrating Perek Zion. You know which I have on one side brackets, Babanisein or Rabim. On the other side, Vihine Lefi Mashabe'arnu.
I think we're up to Vahine Lefi Masha Barna.
Okay. Vihine Lefi Mashabe'arnu Leo, based on what we've explained earlier. Tali was a binyan habayis the loss. So the dependent on this is the rebuilding of the next base of Mikdash. Where's this go here? Let's see. Here. Yikoso Asfarim b'Shem Hazara Kodesh to be Kinish Tachada. And Moshe Midas Hashalom Kidaboy, that if one shul would keep shalom as it should be, Yechayim Liskas L'Bias HaMashiach, they could merit to bring in Mashiach and be as a Mashiach, truly be Yadenu. So if so, Mashiach's coming is really in our hands. And he says it's a given that meat of Shalom, you can't get it, you can't have it. The first step is to be careful about Lashon Hara and Sinas Chinam. Once you got that in place, then you can work on the Tov of Shalom. Says the Chofetz Chaim, it's added to brackets. Each and every one of us has strengthened ourselves to not do this. You'll have a little stone there in the base of Mikdash, donated by Baruch Spree. It'll be on the wall there. Right? Also, sometimes you come to a shul, an old shul, but the whole walls, all the walls are covered with these metal plaques, They run out of space. Every stone in the base of Mikdash can have a little name on it. Because without them, the vice would never have been rebuilt. We had said earlier, if it's Lashon Hara and Sinas Chinam that destroyed the base of Mikdash, certainly it's going to keep it from being rebuilt. That if we had permission, well, Yitzhak Kessel's, and just what we were lacking was money. You do it the right? If they would make this great charity fundraiser and build the third base of Mikdash, $1 million, it would come in immediately. Everybody would give whatever they can willingly. They should come in base of Mikdash, so you should have a portion. In the base of Mikdash will be Nionenu and talk the places, but here I got a freebie for you, an easy way for you to have a part of the building of the base of Mikdash. Distance yourself from the serious Avera. And go after Shalom. By doing that, you fix, you correct Avera, and it's going to be as a Mashiach. The Kami is Shlomo Shalish there, and he said there'll be so much covered for that person. That he was the person who built the base of Mikdash. And the Navi Nehemiah, they came back to build the second base of Mikdash. Netzach was engraved there for eternity. Shmos Hanoshim, Shenos Lechet Bachrim Shayushalayim. Kama v'kama, but if it was written there for eternity, the names of those who built the walls around Yerushalayim, certainly so for those who built the actual base of Mikdash. All right?
Yes, good.